Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube. It's Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the one and only Psychic News Network. Welcome! It's the day after the Super Bowl. I just had a couple of frantic moments. I couldn't find anything, but I'm here. I made some tea. Do you ever have one of those moments? Like, wait, where did everything go? I just suddenly can't find things. Anyway, hi! Today is February 12th, 2024. At least I know what day it is. And I am coming at you with lots and lots of news stories in my head. How about you? The Super Bowl was awesome. Can I just say, can I get a witness? The Super Bowl was awesome. I was really grateful, and truth be told, I turned it off when the 49ers were about to kick that field goal. And then afterwards I turned it on. I turned on and found out what the score was, and that the Chiefs had won as I predicted. I think I predicted that last year too. I believe so. Yes. They won last year too, right? It was truly awesome. I have February 9th on my screen again. I need my Virgo helper to help with that. I don't see the date right now. So anyway, we are in the throes of insanity in our country, and I want everyone to just stop and, set a prayer and or an intention that Ukraine gets the aid that they need. Yeah, this is a third win for the Chiefs, but what I'm wondering is it the third win in a row? I think it is. It was a great game. It's unfortunate that MAGA had to get their dirty fingers all over the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is for everybody, and the Super Bowl is an American tradition. And people watch the Super Bowl, they have no interest in football. I have a little interest in football, but I don't really watch it until it gets good. And, I live in New England Patriots land, so we've had our share of nail biters. Kind of like a veteran Super Bowl watcher. Just trying to adjust the screen here. So anyway, let me know how you're doing. Say a prayer that Ukraine gets aid. Where's my button? I guess I've lost that too. We are facing the reality that we have a segment of the population, including in government, who love Vladimir Putin. So we're gonna take a look at that. But prior to that, let's stay on the Super Bowl. I think that what Taylor Swift and her beau have, Travis, Kelsey, I think that what they have is really wonderful. I think that it makes us feel like, well, isn't that sweet? I mean, I've got younger, I have the next generation down of, nieces and nephews that are with great partners. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. And to just turn it into, they just want to throw, the MAGAs just want to throw, at everything. And it's just like, they're no fun at all. They don't know how to have fun. They don't know how to joke. They don't know how to be fun. And, that's fascism. Fascism, it means, destroy all joy. So they do what they have Israel. I recognize that. We recognize that. They have real love. They really love each other. They get along great. They're best friends together. I'm sure they have a lot of fun. And MAGA had to just jump all over it. And I've been doing myself the favor of not looking at what they said, what the MAGAs said. And I just want to speak to how much pressure that is on the players. Not that we think they don't feel pressure, but my God, going into the Super Bowl, all eyes are on you. Mahomes played a great great game, as did Purdy. Two equally good teams, and it's like made the best team win. Well, they were both good, so and one won. But there was a point when Mahomes was a little bit, like kind of like not acting like he was sure of himself, from what I could see and from what others were noticing. I couldn't shake the thought, and I didn't want to have this thought. I couldn't shake the thought. Maybe not like they were ultra aware of all of them, but those guys on the Chiefs, especially the quarterback and Travis Kelsey, were getting death threats. I couldn't shake that. And Joel Osteen's church, yesterday, a gun person showed up. I had that on my mind for some time, that I wondered if that would ever happen to Lakewood Church. Lo and behold. So we're seeing the face of fascism, and we're seeing in the Super Bowl, we saw the contrast between, hey, let's just have a good time and enjoy life and let's be Americans. And then, the military color got out there, and they were, we felt proud to be Americans. Reba sang the Star Spangled Banner, not in the way that I like to hear the Star Spangled Banner. It was kind of show tuney, but anyway. Proud. We're proud Americans. People from all over the world. I was watching, I don't know which channel we were watching, but people from all over the world were watching the Super Bowl. They look to America, and they, in general, America has a reputation for being a pretty cool place. And I had an idea some time ago to make America cool again. Maka, what do you think of that? Make America cool again. Make love cool again. Make democracy cool again. Let's take a look at the fairy cards. We'll pick a fairy card. The moon today is in Pisces. It's in Aries. The moon is in Aries. Hang on one second. I'll be right back, because I just noticed something on the calendar. And since we won't be, since we don't have PNN on, boy, this is a small mess. Since we don't have PNN on Tuesday, happy Mardi Gras to everybody. Earth Mama says, America is filled with possibilities. All right, it's true. Two dudes ran across the field with shirts off. I know, I remember they were talking about, they were slammed, tackled by security. Who would pay $7,000 for a seat, then do that? I don't know. I was surprised. I hadn't heard about streakers in a long time. I don't know where I got this, but happy Mardi Gras. I don't think I can read cards with this on, but you get the idea. Wednesday, it's Valentine's Day. It's also the first day of Lent. If you're a Christian, let's pull a fairy card. Tony Michaels had a funny post. A MAGA football fan was having a meltdown. I mean, look, they're having a meltdown because they think that the Dems were rigging the Super Bowl. How on God's earth can you rig the Super Bowl? I mean, I know the Patriots had Deflategate. I never did get to the bottom of what was going on there, if that was a real thing or what. But anyway, how do you rig a game like that? My God. Anyway, let's pull a fairy card. And they love Vladimir Putin. Jeez. Same people who would pay for a little square of the loser's arrest clothing. Yeah. Gonzo. Plucking a fairy card for Terry, you're awesome. The green man, embrace your wildness. I like that. I like that. Embrace your wildness. Let's be wildly frenetic for democracy. What do you say? Good evening, wise woman. We have a lot of questions to ask. One is, what the heck is up with these MAGAs in our government? How about this one? How about Marjorie Trader Green? Jeez, being like, this person rode by in a bicycle and they called me a fascist. Well, her voice is way more annoying. They called me a fascist. I was like, well, truer words are hardly ever spoken. The moon is in Aries. They called me a fascist. Well, we tells it like we sees it. That's how that goes. I'm taking this fairy card to embrace the wild side to mean, like don't be complacent. Let's be riled up. Tucker Carlson in Moscow. I don't know if anybody here watched that. I'll only answer the question about William and Kate if you are in fact from the UK. Otherwise, I'm not getting into that. Let's go wild. Let's go crazy. Oh, by the way, speaking of the Super Bowl, I keep going back to the Super Bowl. If you've been with me for a while, you know how much I have ranted about, angrily about the Super Bowl halftime show not having an inspiring message or a good show. I've been ranting about that, and last night Usher brought it home. I was so happy to see that. And I didn't look it up today. I meant to. Who was the woman playing guitar? She reminded me of Prince. Who was the woman that was playing guitar? It was kind of like a short little part of the show, and she had all these women behind her, and women are rocking it. This Super Bowl and the Grammys and with Taylor Swift, and it's just so awesome. Is she called Her? I didn't know of Her, but I'm glad now that I know of her named Her. What does that stand for? It was great. Go back and just look up the show. Yeah, just go back and look up the show. That was the first time in my life that I have seen a woman featured like that with a guitar, playing like a maestro, like reminded me of Prince and Usher. Speaking of, who they were kind of paying tribute to. I felt like she was kind of paying tribute to Prince in a certain way, and also Usher with the glove. MJ, Michael Jackson. Alicia Keys was great. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen a piano like that. I want to know more about that piano. That was really cool. We might have to go back and forth tonight from the Drudge and the Slime to the Super Bowl. That woman can play the guitar. Oh my gosh. Okay, so good quotes up there by Chuck. I'm gonna read about the fallout from Tucker Carlson. Actually, the guides are giving me some guidance here that makes me feel optimistic. Putin interviewing Tucker. Tucker was it Putin interviewing Tucker? I should say, right? I didn't watch it. I don't think I can. It's too hard. When you see the treason right in front of you in full living color, it's too hard. So, okay, so Her stands for having everything revealed. I'm going to look that up. I feel like I'm behind the, I'm behind. I need to catch up. Usher was great. I was just so happy to feel inspired by the Super Bowl show. Because that's what I look for. There have been Super Bowl shows that have been so amazing. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to write a song and play my instrument. The fairies are falling. All right. Tucker in Moscow. The fallout from that. So we've got Tucker interviewing Putin, and then we've got the loser over the weekend saying as if he pays his bills. The loser. So we've got Tucker interviewing Putin. If we had any idea what heinous war crimes Putin has committed against innocent people, thousands and thousands and thousands of them, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where we'd be if we really knew. So then we've got the loser over there saying, "Oh yeah, if a NATO country wasn't paying their dues, as if it's a freaking country club. It's not Mar-a-Lago. It's the world." Loser. He's such a buffoon. Yeah, we'd just say, have at it, Putin. Can we just get rid of this guy? You watched the recap, 2.5 hours of Tucker catching flies. Putin didn't let him ask anything. Yeah, that's what I just said. It came out. I meant to say it the other way around, but it came out Putin interviewing Tucker. Oh my goodness. God help us. The fallout from that, the devil. Tucker's doing the work of the devil. And he is a naive little boy. This is Tucker Carlson. Naive little boy. The fallout from that. This is the second time I got the death card about the situation with Tucker. Going back in my mind and remembering that I think I got the Wheel of Fortune, which means things changing for Tucker. The death card coming up repeatedly around Tucker and Putin is a bit concerning. Isn't it Lincoln's birthday today? Is it? President's Day is the 19th, but they kind of lumped them together. Yeah. So once again, to recap that, the fallout from the Tucker Carlson interview. He's dealing with forces that are much darker than he realizes, but it probably doesn't take a psychic. I don't know if he's still in Russia. Does anybody know? Did Putin give Tucker a message to give the marmalade? Call it the marmalade what? Shart stain? I have never heard him called that. We call him the loser. Today's your brother's birthday, Lincoln. Anyway, the Page of Pentacles, this is like Tucker's dealing with the, like the devil, has no idea, has not really, Tucker has never really encountered this level of an evil person. I think he was intimidated. I really do. And the Page of Pentacles is saying that he's just kind of Tucker's just kind of a naive little boy. And, hey, Bon Blue, I got your card. Thanks. And the death card. There's something coming to a swift end for Tucker. Oh, boy. Let's see what that is. Now I'm curious. Now we have to go down that rabbit hole. Every ticket bought for NFL games and PGA portions go to the Saudis. Just think about that. I need to know more about that. Because, yeah, PGA, I could see that now, but the NFL too? Is that factual? Okay, all right, let's go. Let's pull 3 more cards about that. Is Thomas giving you outstanding dad jokes? Good. I didn't see it, but it's here for the outstanding dad jokes. 3 cards. Tell me more about this Tucker thing. Thank you for being here tonight. Another Super Bowl dad joke. Why did the football player bring string to the Super Bowl? To tie up the score. Well, he must have had string. last night. More about Tucker. 8 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups. Ooh, I'm seeing the world. I'm seeing the international something court. The Justice card is coming up around Tucker. And the 4 of Cups. Tucker had an opportunity to do something that was more of the right thing that he didn't take. And the 8 of Pentacles, Tucker thought that he would, I don't know why, Kathy Beale said that, yeah, he better watch his back. Absolutely. I keep getting the death card for him. Kathy Beale said that Tucker is a Taurus. Taurus is very much like magnified in his chart. But he's got this sort of a configuration with Taurus that it's never enough. So I do feel like he wants to, I don't know, maybe Tucker wants to be a billionaire. And the 4 of Cups means he should get while the getting's good. I'm sorry, I keep picking this up that he's not in good graces. And the Justice card is coming up for Tucker. So I would interpret this to mean that he's in over his head now. He shouldn't have gone there. He should not have gone there. Thumbs up, please. You need a hug? Oh, somebody needs a hug. I forgot. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hug. Hug. Thank you. Cool aunt. I just got through saying that Tucker has something in his configuration astrologically that no amount of money is enough. Did you miss that part? Or is there a delay? Kathy Beale and I were talking about it. He went for fame. Yeah, I think he's going for the fame, and it's going to backfire. Okay, so in a nutshell, Tucker's going for the fame. He didn't realize it was as dark and deep and evil as it is. I feel like he was intimidated. I feel like he went to better himself somehow. He's not bettering himself. He's actually he's really dug a deep hole for himself. And then I keep getting the death card. That means there's a big change as a result of him doing this interview. I do sense other nations being fed up. Other nations, our allies, are getting fed up with this segment of the American population. It's not a good feeling that that's happening for any of us. Thomas has got a million dad jokes. Where do you get them? Do you have a book? We're going to have to start stepping it up as a nation. Come to 20 on Tuesdays tomorrow. Hey, Terry, it's a good time to put up the 20 on Tuesdays information. Every single week we do a guided meditation for a healed America. So come to that. It's important. Electra Storm is saying that Tucker was in Dubai today and he was as happy as can be, praising how clean Russia was compared to America. What a weird guy. Anyway. I've been saying for some time that I do see aid going to Ukraine. I know they're supposed to be voting on that. They've got a new package that they had to draw up. I'm gonna pick I need to pick the dark cards for a sec because I don't know where they are. They're there. I have to pick the dark cards because we're gonna read on the loser. Hang tight. Talk amongst yourselves. Pootie told Tucker he owns him now. Yes, I do get that. That is accurate. That is accurate. Pootie told Tucker he owns him now. That's definitely the vibe that I'm getting. Wildflower Wind is saying Sadhguru. Yes, this is Sadhguru. Was somebody asking? What is the name of that picture of the Indian? Oh, that's Sadhguru. We used to call him Jaggi, Jaggi, because that's his first name. He's quite famous now, and back in the late 90s, I told him he was going to be quite famous, and he laughed at me. But I know him, and huge influence. And if you get an opportunity, go to ishafoundation.org. Since you asked, learn how to do the yoga. We're pulling the dark cards. This is the book. Magicians, Martyrs, and Madmen. Yes, Sadhguru is all over YouTube now. So funny, because I told him he'd be world famous. Lo and behold. So wise. So wise. Thanks for asking. I would like to turn everybody on to Sadhguru. I don't know where I'd be without what he taught me, honestly. How would I know? So the madman. I do feel the United States, the American citizens paying attention in huge numbers. I do want to mention that Tom Suozzi needs to win in New York. And I didn't know much before we jump into reading on the loser. Sorry that we have to, but you know. What's her name? What's the name of the person running against Tom Suozzi? Does anybody know? I don't know. She has an accent like Melania's. I'm not sure where she's from. Yes, Save Soil, for sure. I'm not sure where she's from, but if somebody can look up who's running against Tom Suozzi. She is out in space. She doesn't know what she's talking about. We got to make sure. Okay, his opponent, Tom Suozzi's opponent is wackadoodle. She's from Israel. She's got a heavy accent. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there where she's from. I'm just saying that she has a heavy accent. I love these people that are running for office that are from other places that are attacking America. She's another Santos. Mazi Philippe. Look it up. She's cuckoo. And Tom Suozzi is like, he's got experience. I think he was a senator before. He's got a plan. This is like the contrast, people, is like, do you want complete and utter incompetence and insanity and brazenness and danger, or do you want sanity? And I'm befuddled by how you could get up there and humiliate yourself like that. They're not humiliated at how stupid they are. Okay, so 3 cards on the loser. I mean, every time the loser gets up there at a rally, you're just like, oh my God, what else is he going to say? And the rest of the world is starting to go, where are we going to go if we can't count on America? James says there should not be anyone in Congress who's not a native-born citizen. Well, it's a requirement that you're born here. She screams and flails around. Anyway, these cards are for the loser, but we'll get to her. She speaks so fast. Mazi speaks so fast, it's difficult to make out what she's saying. That's intentional. That's intentional. The loser was high as a kite over the weekend. I didn't really watch, except for a couple of clips of him over the weekend. But what I saw, I mentioned this on Saturday at our grassroots meeting. What I saw of the loser at that rally it was towards the end when I happened to tune in, and he was leaning. He was leaning like he couldn't keep himself standing. I hate to say this, but just send him. Imagine him in a dome in an enclosed glass dome in which he has to smell all his fumes, and he can't do any harm. Only the president has to be born here. Okay. I hadn't really thought about it. Thank you, Earth Mama. As far as the loser goes, these cards, they're really bad. Some of them I don't even want to show to you. As far as the loser goes, he's counting on his base. He's counting on his base. He's counting on the other dictators of the world to take note and to love him, and to, because see, the loser has this everyone adore me thing going on. And so the more that he can sort of wax all like dictatorial on the world stage, the more he actually wants Putin and Xi and Kim Jong-un. He wants them to be watching him with approval. He's that sick. He's that gone. So that's what the Lover card is about. This is about the loser that I'm reading on. The Empress is actually, I know this card is real weird, so I'm just going to flash it quickly. These are dark cards. This is the Empress. She's in a bathtub of blood. There's something really nefarious about this person who's being represented on this card. But it's I mean, if you want to take it literally, he wants to turn America into a bloodbath. But the Three of Swords indicates that he's got a lot of heart problems coming. Is Kellyanne Conway going to be the loser running mate? He's misogynist. I can't see him choosing somebody to be his running mate that's a female. And I don't see him running. I don't see him on the ballot. I still don't see him on the ballot. So that's where he's at right now. He wants to inflict as much pain as possible, but it's going to come back to him. Thomas, are you making a joke? You think George Conway would divorce Kellyanne if she did that? They are divorced. Did you miss the newsflash? The loser would never pick a woman. True. And how about what he said about Nikki Haley's husband? And he talk about projection. Where's Nikki Haley's husband? Where's Nikki Haley's husband? And what are we all saying? Where's Melania? Where's Melania? They're way divorced. Yeah. Well, we're talking about Conway, George, and Kellyanne. They are divorced. And Melania, they're pretty much energetically, they're divorced. Total projection. Jeez. Yes, that's Elizabeth Bathory as the Empress. Yeah, gruesome. I read the book about her history. I'm like, oh my God. There's a lot of murderers in this deck. George Conway looks like a new man since he divorced Kellyanne. Absolutely. The difference is palpable. Absolutely true. Let's read on Putin. I mean, I have been tuning in to Putin's energy, and it's all bluff and bluster. He's not strong. The loser probably will not pick a human. Your best guess. Well, what I think about the loser, I mean, I did think that J.D. Vance was definitely top of the list for him when he's thinking about it. But he's not going to debate. This is what's in his mind. He's not going to debate. He has no intentions of debating. And he also, I don't think he'll pick a VP. Thank you to the wrenches. I don't think he'll pick a VP because he wants to be a dictator. Putin has never been so weak. That's what I pick up, Earth Mama. When I tune into him, it's like, wow, whoever's posing as Putin. Real weakness. And besides that, I want to mention that a year and a half or so ago, I kept repeatedly saying the people in Russia are going to have a revolution. Okay, so I'm going to pull three cards about Putin's relationship to the United States right now, including those that are siding with him. They should just hop on a plane and move to Russia. We thought, Kathy Bale and I thought that Tucker might. Let's ask the pendulum about that. Is Tucker going to move to Russia? I mean, if he said it was cleaner than the United States, is Tucker going to move to Russia? Yeah, dictators don't have VPs. I don't know. It's kind of like up in the air. This is not a no. This is not a no. This is an unclear answer. Is Tucker going to move to Russia? If they love it so much, why don't they just move? And Earth Mom was saying Tucker has a family. I know he has a family. And on Friday, I was asking we were pondering, what does his family think about this? Because he's not safe. I'm not saying what Evelyn just said. You can read it. But that's what I'm wondering. I'm not reading what Evelyn just said, but I'm just going to, you can read it. I'm just going to kind of ask that silently. That could happen. There's energy there of him meeting some kind of a demise, but it was for entertainment purposes only. I'm just kind of picking up on, potentialities. Tucker's married. He has a family. He has kids. His family, I don't feel like his family's safe. I feel like he's just a naive idiot. Like Hillary Clinton called him a useful idiot. That's what fascists love. Find a useful idiot in the country you want to destroy. That's exactly what's going on. I'm going to read this quote that Chuck is putting up. The survival of democracy depends on the ability of large numbers of people to make realistic choices in the light of adequate information. Thanks for putting that up there. What a cool feature. Thanks for putting that up there, Terry. Okay, so I'm pulling 3 cards about Vladimir Putin, and even though I just read for you that he's very weak, and the people are going to revolt. They're already starting to. Remember when Prigozhin, we thought he was going to lead the revolution, and off he went. I'm telling you. One little disloyal act, or well, that was a big disloyal act, but you're done. You're done. Okay. Putin. I hate this card. This is why I don't really read these cards much, but as far as Putin goes, he's whoever's posing as Putin is in a bad way. I see illness. The 10 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. I see illness whoever's posing as Putin. I wonder if there's a main Putin and then there's other ones. Let's ask. The one that Tucker, the one that interviewed Tucker. Was he the main Putin? No. Wait, is there a main Putin? That's interesting. There's not one, because he has doubles, right? And I always feel like there are 4 or 5 of them. Is there one that's used more than the others? No, I think they keep rotating them. And what's funny too is when you see pictures of the so-called Vladimir Putin, there are times that it's like, well, there's the fat one and there's the thin one and there's the little bit older one. I don't know if you guys notice it. We don't see very many pictures of him. It's always a double. Anyway, the Queen of Wands here is, I see Putin getting hammered by NATO. I am just picking that up. Just like North Korea, Kim Jong-un also. A while back I was saying that I felt like Kim Jong-un died and there was another one put in his place. And the new one had an entirely different demeanor. because the one that the loser met, the Kim Jong-un that the loser met, was much more cold than the new one. I mean, this is what happens in these countries. Tucker might as well move to Russia. He's washed up here. I think he was hoping to move to Russia, and I'm getting an undecided there. So as far as whoever's posing as Putin is very weak, very weak. And the Queen of Wands, this is like the women are getting very angry. Might be the women that lead the revolution in Russia. Let's ask this. Is Russia going to have a revolution? Are they going to have a revolt? I'm getting a yes on that. Do all the fake Putins go to Putin school? Yes. Of course. Of course they do. How could they not? They have to learn. Yeah, they have to learn how. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It must be interesting. I wonder what they call that. There must be a name for it. The place where the fill-in dictators, the doubles, go to learn all the mannerisms and everything. They have to have Botox and all this stuff. 800 Russian soldiers a day are gone. Is that a real stat? Yeah. Evelyn's saying you can feel the energy in the air. Well, yeah, we always feel energy in the air. What energy are you referencing? The Putins need to learn to swagger. I agree with that. Okay, so we still have the dark cards. So there are so many. And speaking of people that look different, I'm not saying he's a double, but I saw a little video clip of Lindsey Graham opposing the border bill. Did anyone see the little clip of a video of Lindsey Graham? He's gained a lot of weight and he looks terrible. Dad joke, why did the lumberjack get a job in IT? Because he's really good at checking the logs. All right, you get a bell. Do all the Putins ride a horse shirtless? Like that. I mean, you know, some of the Putins look fat. I don't know. That might have been photoshopped. Angela's saying, is Lindsey Graham drinking a lot? Yes, I would say. He looks really bloated. Something big and bad is going to happen. Well, something big and bad is happening. I mean, we've got lots of big and bad things happening. That's for sure. Joanne, we'll have to get to that the next time because will somebody or Marissa Wood win Kevin McCarthy's vacant seat? I'll look at that next time. Remind me. Well, let's ask about that. Let's ask about Lindsey Graham because he looks awful. Is Lindsey Graham? We might pull cards on him too. I mean, I hadn't seen him I hadn't seen any pictures of him and probably since the summer of Lindsey, and then all of a sudden he looks awful. Is Lindsey sick? I get that he's sick. What happened today with the hearing with Cannon and Jack regarding the documents? Was it today? Because I had talked about that before. Who will win Santos' seat tomorrow? Well, provided we all get on the phone and I sent out 100 postcards to New York for that race. They just had a phone bank that I actually didn't get in on because I had too much going on. I was a little frazzled. There's phone banking tonight. There's phone banking tomorrow. Tom Suozzi needs to win that race. Do everything that you can. I know Jack Smith and Cannon had a meeting last week also. So okay, the meeting with the loser and Cannon. The loser and Cannon and Jack Smith, because we were talking about Jack Smith and Cannon last week. We'll have an update on that We'll have an update on that. on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Wednesday's Valentine's Day. If you don't have a date, show up at PNN. Okay. Is Tom Suozzi going to win that seat? Tom Suozzi is going to win that seat. Private meeting with loser and Cannon. Every time that I read on that, on the meetings with Jack Smith and Aileen Cannon, gosh, I just really get that Jack Smith is just, it's almost like, I'm not saying that he is, but it almost is like Jack Smith is psychic. I mean, because I just get that he's just like all knowing, like he just can see like X-ray vision into what's going on. It's interesting. So I'll read on that. I'll read on how that went. And then we have the presidential immunity that's being appealed. But I mean, if you think that the loser is having a good life, think again. We're going to pull 3 cards. Lindsey Graham, too much firewater. I agree. I think that Lindsey's hitting the sauce really hard. Jack Smith and Aileen Cannon and the loser. The loser showed up? Oh. Well, now that puts a whole different light on it. You guys are confusing me. Jack wasn't there today. It was only the loser and Cannon. Well, that's an entirely different meeting. So I'm going to have to pull different cards. But I am getting a sense that there was a knowing of what happened in that meeting. I wonder if it was recorded. Amy's blissfully single unless you have fittings for Oklahoma Shakespeare in the Park. You'll be where? Oh, here? Let's see. You think that the loser needs to lose more money? All right, I'm pulling 3 cards about the meeting between Aileen and the loser. That's like it doesn't take a psychic. You know what I mean? I feel him being really, really pushy with her. I feel like the loser is being really pushy with Aileen Cannon. Not that I have any sympathy for her. And Jack was in court at 3 today after stupid. You mean the loser? It's so much to keep up with. It honestly is. But between Aileen and the loser, I really get this energy like abusive father. Yelling like an abusive father. And Catherine saying that he owns Cannon. Yeah, I get that energy. And I have Jack the Ripper as I'm saying that. Yikes, the death card. Wow, the plot thickens. The Knight of Pentacles. They're so dark. Aileen Cannon and the loser today, the meeting. I have the death card, the Knight of Pentacles, which is you can look at it. It's awful. I almost have to stop reading these cards. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, she was kind of metaphorically speaking beat into submission. That's kind of the sense that I get. So the loser threatened to fire her or something to that effect. And the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm getting extortion. I'm getting the word extortion. Not with money, but with you better or else kind of thing. Death card. Oh, she's the death card. She might be removed. Yes, I've always thought that she would be removed. I thought it would be sooner, but I tend to call things early. Sooner than they happen. When I just tune into Jack Smith and it's like there's all these like little look, I'm sounding like the loser. Boom, boom, boom. Not like that. when I tune into Jack Smith, I just feel like he's got a remarkable intelligence that just strategizes all the time. It's like, wow, to be in his head. It'd be hard to keep up with Jack Smith. Like it'd be hard to debate him because he'd be 20 steps ahead of you the whole time. The loser threatened her with getting kicked out of their damn red hat wearing clan. Are you saying that's what I picked up, but it's more intense than that. It's time for my commercial. I can't believe it's been an hour already. So we're gonna do slides. Hang on. Let's do this for I need to explain this. I'm offering a program that is about releasing religious guilt, and it starts on, if you want to sign up, it's a self program. You do it yourself. You receive something in your inbox every day that's a short little essay on the topic for the day for 40 days. So from Ash Wednesday up until Good Holy Saturday or whatever. If you're brought up Christian, you understand what I'm saying. So check that out. Go to my website. Terry's amazing. She already put it up, and that's what I was kind of working on a lot before I came on. I was a little frazzled. It's 40 days of a new something to read and a very short meditation for 40 days in a row. Release yourself from guilt. Tarot readings from the best in the business, 30 years plus doing this work. Tea leaf readings, all that available at psychicannetteDion.com. What's the next slide? Spiritual life coaching. I love this. This is so fun with my slides. I've seen people transform in front of my eyes with spiritual life coaching. Carpe diem. Get over the obstacles. And we have our Grassroots of Democracy book club, third Saturday of the month at 3. And we're reading Liz Cheney's book, Oath to Honor, this month. And Church of Spirituality is 1 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. I do too much. It's all about serving the people. Honestly. And I appreciate your donations so much. And I appreciate your memberships because I have to pay my bills. And I appreciate, when you get readings and stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Please join us for Grassroots of Democracy, Build a Democracy Habit. 2 years in, plus, we certainly have built a democracy habit. If you don't know what to do, we'll tell you what to do to save democracy. So it's a lot. Solidarity Smurf. See my Smurf back there? From one of my viewers. I haven't named him. Let's do a couple more cards. Question. If you have a burning question, feel free to put it up. Thank you for the slides. I do have tea leaves. I like Solidarity Smurf. It's kind of long. I am spiritual. Just got my book. Great. All right. The 7-Day Key to Living Inspiration and Empowerment. That's my book. What's up with Robert Kennedy? I do my best to not give him any attention. Do you have a specific question about him? Yes, he's a sick man, and the Kennedy family disowned him a long time ago for good reason. Demi the Democracy Smurf? Maybe, perhaps. We haven't talked about I haven't stopped thinking about it. That Robert Hur. So we're going to stick with these cards before let's go for like 5 more minutes. Robert Hur, the special corrupt counsel that gave that heinous report about Joe Biden. There was no need for that. That was so uncalled for and so corrupt and so awful. So we're going to pull 3 cards about that Robert Hur. And I do intend to write a letter to that special counsel. And I already wrote to Joe Biden offering my support and telling him he's doing an amazing job. I don't know where we would be without Joe Biden. What was weird was when they appointed that special counsel, Robert Hur, I remember this because it was like a year or so ago, about the documents that they found. It does happen with Biden that he didn't know were there. When they appointed Robert Hur, I said, I didn't know what his name was at the time. I was doing a PNN, and I said, he's Asian. And somebody called me out for saying Asian like that was a bad word. If anyone can give me some insight on that. Maybe I don't know, maybe that person that called me out on calling him because he's Asian, right? Maybe they thought I was onto something and didn't want me to know about how, like, he seems very corrupt. The Eight of Pentacles, the Emperor. Okay, yeah, he's in bed with Robert Hur is in bed with the loser. Yep, that's Nero. Boy, well, there, yeah, Asian. Is it wrong to say that somebody's Asian? He's Korean. Is that wrong? Is that why they said that I'm? All right, I'm ignorant. What can I say? He's not a qualified doctor. There's no frame of. It's like apples. What are you talking about? It's about the documents. Why are you talking about? Do you remember when your son died? That was awful. Yeah. Okay. So the deal with that is this is Nero. This is the loser. Oh, thank you for your donation. Sorry, I missed them. I often don't see. Please don't think I'm ignoring you. The Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. There's a woman in on it too. For some reason, it brought to mind Elise Stefanik. So it's not. I don't feel like it's her, but there was a woman involved in that corruption too. Thank you, Suzanne. And the Eight of Pentacles, they're working on taking Biden down, and this is one of those. This is part of it. This is part of their plan to take Biden down, very clearly. Merrick Garland should turn in his resignation. I'm going to tell you something. I'm just going to say it flat out. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Since Merrick Garland was appointed, I have never ceased picking up the most heinous death threats imaginable, and not just from this country. So I'm actually not going to get into that because this is just a psychic channel. I felt it from the very beginning, and it hasn't let up. That Merrick Garland has been threatened to be killed. He's been threatened since the first day. And not only that, so can we just if you tune into the Psychic News Network, I know that you have trust and I so appreciate it. And at least somewhat the impressions that I get. And he's out on back surgery. And guess what back represents? Feeling unsupported from a holistic, health perspective. Your emotions create bodily situations, conditions. I never have thought about Merrick Garland and not gotten, he's completely under the gun. And Tweets got you. Yeah, Garland has been forced to tap dance nonstop. Absolutely true. And so has Jack. I have a hard time when people start attacking people that are trying to do their jobs, Carrie. Because the thing is, we don't know what's going on. Thank you, Dale Johnson. Surround Merrick Garland with white light for healing and feeling protection. He also his ancestors got murdered in the Holocaust. So let's find out. I just, let's just see if we can be Earth Mama. Come on. I expect better from all of you. I'm going to have to shut it down because it's getting too rude. All right, so let's go for now, because I cannot sit here and have people bashing the Attorney General and feel good about continuing. And we're kind of at the end anyhow. But I gave you my psychic impression. We will yeah. Okay. Let's just end. And I mean, people are up here saying very swampy. Would you rather have the loser? We're not doing tea leaves tonight. I just, I love you all and I appreciate you being here. We can't be going negative on people that are in the Biden administration. It's all we have. So let's take a moment and count our blessings. If you just join me, let's count our blessings. We're still a democracy. We had a good time last night enjoying being Americans and watching the Super Bowl together. I love you all. Jasmine Clark is saying, please listen to others' opinion on Garland. I have a right to listen to what I want to listen to, and I have a right to say what I feel. And I feel it's inappropriate, and it bothers me when we attack good people. Sorry for the little lecture. Okay? Please join us again on Wednesday, and we'll see you soon. Tomorrow we have Grassroots of Democracy. We have 20 on Tuesdays. And thank you for your kinder comments that are coming. Thank you. I'm fine. I just get annoyed sometimes. All right? What's human? All right. Keep your chin up. Keep positive. And thank you. Bye.